Hey, you guys, this is Lena Speaks. I was just up thinking about the past again. It's just something that's been in my head. I have always had a vision since I was a child. And the vision was seeing myself, I was sitting on a throne, like one of those chairs that the people be sitting in on prom. I was sitting in one of those, and it's a crowd of people in front of me. I used to always thought that those were my grandkids I was talking to, but that was me. God was giving me a vision of myself. I have always seen a vision of me sitting down with a lot of luxury shit in front of me. And I'm living that life right now. I'm living my vision that God gave me. And everything I have ever been through, sorry, this is Lina Speaks, but everything I have ever been through, since I was a little child, how all the kids would sit at the table and mother or whoever would fix our food. We ate noodles, hot dogs, neck bones. We ate real good. But when mom didn't want to cook and she made us hot dogs, they was fine. But then one day it tasted weird. It tasted like it was poison or something in it. Then the next time when we ate breakfast, it tasted fine. But then it started tasting like ashes was in it. Like, what the fuck? I feel like this person been trying to make something happen to me for the longest and it never did. Like me growing up, you got girls. You told us one day when you was younger, walking in the city, somebody tried to snatch you and rape you. Why would you put your daughters around pedophiles? Like, why? Why would you put me around pedophiles? And then when I suddenly got pregnant and mom didn't want nobody to know, across the street, we was playing at the house across the street in the backyard. And my little brother was doing something. He was little, like 3 or something. I probably was 6 or 7. And he got mad because I took him off the ramp because he was playing. And I didn't want him to hurt himself. And you know what my mama said? Oh, you finna have this baby now. Like, she really had it out for me. But I'm glad I had the baby. Because it slowed me down from going this way and going that way. It slowed me down a lot. And I used to always say that after I had my first son. I'm glad I had a baby because it slowed me down. I used to always say that to myself. And it is so fucked up because my grandmother told me, pulled me to the side, and she told me that I told your mother that Jesse was looking at you and stuff like that and keep an eye on you. The next day, we had 2 orange chairs. I pulled them together and I fell asleep in the living room. I woke up out my sleep because I was being fondled with. And this grown ass man, I walk in the kitchen to get a drink of water. And this grown ass man come up behind me and try to pull my shirt down. So I'm just steady yanking it down. And as I'm trying to yank it down, I see a motherfucker standing at the end of the hallway. Why this person didn't help me? They just stood there. You know, it's crazy. Or a few months ago in February, when I went to Rockford to try to get housing for low income, but that didn't work out. But I went out there for a day. No, I was actually supposed to stay out there. And turns out it didn't work out how I was planned. The whole time motherfuckers was trying to keep me in a fucking beat up ass apartment with this other girl. And have motherfuckers come in there and run through me and get paid. Like, what? So I go run to my mama and I tell her I spent all my money. I had $1,400 and I spent all my money to get that ride home back to Illinois, Harvey. And I tell my mother and she tells me, well, I don't know what you gonna do. You better do what I did. Like, literally telling me to go fuck to have a place to stay. And I had my son with me that's artistic. So, fuck me. I'm worried about my son. Didn't even want to give me nothing. I still had money coming in, but I had just spent all of it to get me and my son away, you know? And I haven't talked to her since then, and she haven't called me since then. But I spoke to my daughter. I always talk to my daughter, but I talked to her a few days ago, and I talked to her today, but I talked to her a few days ago, and my mom jumps on the phone, and she like, hey, Kay, I love you. And I'm just thinking confused, like, Where was that energy at when I needed help? Where was that energy at when I was just asking for $20 or $15 so I can get my 6-year old something to eat? Fuck me. Where was that energy at? Bitch, you don't love me. You don't love me. I don't feel like she do either. And like I told my big brother, I will never go back there. I would never go back there. Damn, it was so fucking bad. She got on the phone and was trying to talk to me. I didn't even know who the fuck she was. I didn't. Then I told my mom that I talked to Auntie Jackie, and she like, how you get her number? You know? And then I was like, she was like, yeah, I'm waiting for her to call me right now so I can see what she's going to do. So my auntie called me back and she tells me, oh, your mother says she don't help you. And I don't want to get in between you and your mother, so I can't help you. So I'm like, fine, okay, it's whatever. But I also said you need to have discernment. And respectfully, I said you also need to have discernment because even though you and my mom is friends, y'all only talked on the phone. Y'all don't even hang out, so people change. You know? And my mom had a nerve to tell me, oh yeah, I know she can help. You know she can help, but you told her not to help me. What type of shit is that? But you want to hop on the phone and say, hey, Kay, I love you. No, you don't. That's not love. Then when I got out of that situation, I got off the phone and was like, man, I'm not fit to get up. I literally said that to myself, like, I ain't giving up. So I called my friend Benjamin, and he gave me a few ideas. And I'm like, damn, why the fuck I didn't think of that? You know? And I left that hotel. I went to Ingalls Hospital where all these motherfuckers knew my auntie at. I didn't even have to say nothing. These people just started giving me stuff. Giving me stuff. This one lady, I'm like, damn, I left my tripod at the hotel, but I don't have no money to get back there. Man, damn. And she was like, well, the Lyft driver was like, well, I don't have anything else to do. I mean, if you need help or anything, just call this number and I'll come get you. I'll take you anywhere you need to go. And I was nervous. But I called her and she took me back to the hotel to get my tripod. Thank God it was still there. Then I'm like, dang, because I called these other people and they was like, well, we can't come pick you up because you got to be out here in Chicago. So I'm like, damn. I called her. She drove me all the way out there, 45 minutes. She drove me. Then I called her and thanked her, and I'm going to cash app her too. It's like 3 people I'm going to cash app because they helped me. And the reason why I'm going to cash app them because I asked them to do something for me and they did it with no hesitation. Because I'm a writer. I was writing another book. So as I was going into that other place to go, I was asking people here and there, take this picture of me, take this picture of me, take this picture of me, because it's going to be in my book. And then when I got to my destination where I was trying to go, I started having these I forget what it's called, premonitions or something like that, or whatever it's called. No disrespect, Spirit, but I started having these dreams. The people that I was with in Rockford, my family, it was crazy. And they was all, I heard all the shit they was saying in my dream. That's weird as fuck. That takes me all the way back. And when I started having those dreams, it took me back all the way to the past from when I was a little girl, when I was having these same dreams. The dreams that I was having when I was little was happening in Rockford. The dreams I was having, oh my God, when I was little, I would always have the same fucking dream of me leaving out the house and me having to run back because a lot of motherfuckers was chasing me. And I would wake up every time like, why the fuck is I keep having the same damn dream? I would ask myself that. And then I would have the same dream again. But after that, I still was having the same dream. But in this dream, it was the same dream. But in the dream, it was showing me how to protect myself. Ain't that some wild shit? I kept having the same dream over and over again. And then when I had the dreams again, It was like God was showing me how to protect myself in these dreams. And so when the shit happened in real life, now I knew how to protect myself. This shit is wow. That's why I say we in the matrix. When you're around somebody that's not good for you, you will have dreams about that person. And I believe the moment my grandma knew I was different, rest in peace, rest your soul, Grandma Emma Poindexter, which she was a Mason. I just found out a few years ago, maybe last year. Yeah, but anyways, the moment she found out I was different, and I just realized this a few weeks ago, is when we had our history class. And I went to my grandmother. I didn't go to nobody else. I just went to my grandmother because they want to know about our past and our history and our ancestors and stuff like that. And I went to my grandmother and I asked my grandmother about her grandmother. I mean, about her mother. That's how I knew my grandmother was adopted, because she told me. And then I was like, well, who is your mother? Then who was her mother? Then who was their mother? I was asking those type of questions with my grandmother. That's how she knew I was different. And my mom had 8 kids. And out of all the 8 kids, my grandma always gifted me with an elephant. Pretty little baby elephants. And I love elephants. And these elephants that I'm seeing now, it has my birthstone on it. Like what? It has my fucking birthstone on it. And I was a little girl. I was little. I was really little. Yes, I was. And as a little girl, I used to always come across some money, like knots of money. And when you open up them knots of money, you'll see nothing but 777, 777, K K K K K. You know the letters that be on the numbers. I mean on the bills and shit. Yeah, I would. So yeah, in order for you to receive all your blessings, you have to get away from negativity. You have to get away from people that you go back and forth with. You cannot go back and forth with motherfuckers that's not trying to do nothing with their life, because they will steal your gifts. They will steal your blessings. And ever since I left, I've been receiving all my blessings. I mean, all of them. And I was looking at my face earlier. Oh my God. I fucking really have a mole right here, and I have a mole on this side. I have mole on this eye and mole on this eye, so I'm a fucking seer. Then I have a no mole on this eye. I guess that means I'm nosy. I don't know what that means, but I'm a seer. And anything I speak comes true. That's why you have to watch what you say, especially during these retro Mercury grades or whatever the fuck. Sorry, retro Mercury grade. Yeah. But I don't care. Shit. I'm a little artistic. I don't care. Because when I say I'm artistic, I mean with my creativity. I'm very creative. That's why I say I'm artistic. And sometimes I might stumble over my words, but who cares? Oh, I forgot. And in between here, like right there where the rib cage meet at, in the middle, I have little bitty baby moles right there, and they real small, like this on my nose. It's not like a bump or anything. Like it's embedded in my skin, like it's smooth, but it's right there. It's real pretty. Then I got a birthmark on the side of my butt. It's like a little. It looked like a little heart or a little fruit or something like that on the side. It's like real light, and it's right there on the side of my ass. And I have 2 people that can vouch for me, because when I had this little conversation with Angela, Josiah and Giovanna, seeing how I was catching her in several lies. How you gonna tell me, be so happy that I come to your house and I ask you if I could stay there for a few days because my therapy for my knee is like right down the street, and I stayed far away. And I didn't have much money like that because I couldn't go to work because my knee was fucked up. So she okay with it. And then the next day she's not okay with it. She got the kids over there watching them. And now she's saying she's ready for them to go home. She got a problem with me being there. And literally, I was in the living room. If anybody been into my mama's house, you know how that living room look. I was laying on the floor by the TV. I was laying on the floor. And she had the nerve to tell me, oh, well, what you gonna do? Well, I asked you if I could see her for a few days. She like, well, the kids is about to go, and, this is where I watch TV. I was like, well, I can go downstairs or go move somewhere else. So she went downstairs, and she came back upstairs to try to think of something else to say. That's what my mind was telling me. Like, she's going downstairs to try to come back up here to think of something else to say, petty. So she called me downstairs, and she like, Kay, I don't like nobody going toe to toe with me and this and that. And my carpet just got clean, and if you keep laying on it, it's gonna wear and tear. Now, mind you, her carpet looks something like this. Okay, that old-fashioned ass carpet. How the fuck I'm gonna wear and tear that off? How the fuck I'm gonna wear that out? So I waited for my sister to get home, Giovanna. I waited for her to get home, and I went back downstairs when she went down there, and I asked my mom the same. I asked my mom the same thing she told me. You saying that I have to go because I'm gonna mess up your carpet by laying on it? And my sister chuckled a little bit because she knew that was a fucking lie. Then she came upstairs, and that's when hell just broke loose. And that's when my sister Giovanna and my brother Josiah, they kept catch her in so many fucking lies. Like, she just kept lying and lying and lying. Like, what? I would never forgive you. Ever. And I'm at peace with that, and I'm happy. I'm not sad or anything like that, because that's not love. That's not. I would never be in my feelings about it because, like I said, I would never be in my feelings about it because I even told my mom, like, when she told us a story about Kevin Hart and how he came up and how his family was, I told my mom, I'm your golden child. I'm your golden child. Like, I give her anything she wanted. I never charged her to use anything of mine, like my sister did, and I still love her, but anything my mama needed, if she needed to use my link card, I would tell her, you can use my link card. Well, what about the money that I owe you? Oh, don't worry about that. Use whatever you need off this link card. I never charged my mom for nothing. I never went behind her back and used her social security card, took anything from her. But my sister did. My big sister, she did. I never fucked up my mother things. My kids never fucked up my mother things. My sister kids did. No disrespect to her, but my sister kids did. And they didn't get in trouble for it. But as soon as my child breaks something, and they never really did anything, but as soon as they did it, oh, you got to pay right now. Really? Or at a time when the reason why my kids had to go stay with their father is because at the time my son was 3 years old. And it was hot as fuck outside. Why the fuck would you purposely cut off everything manually and make everybody think that everything was shut off? And it's hot as fuck. Then that took me back, because when I left there and came back to my mama's house, my sister kids was there. And she was like, yeah, I got the kids over here because it's hot as heck over there and they don't have no air. So that took me back. Like, why would you do my kids like that? Like, why? Or was you just trying to be mean to me? Like, why would you do that? Or she'd tell me certain things, and then I would tell my daughter the things that she tell me, to follow her rules. But then when I say what she says, she gets upset, and I'm like, I'm only saying what you said. I'm only saying what you said. It's something wrong with that. I don't know. I had to get away. Demons. I had to get away. And when God blesses you, it overflows. It don't stop. It doesn't come here and there. It keeps going. When it comes here and there, that's the devil. If my mama needed $500 or more than that, I'm the one she could have got it from. No, I ain't lying either. I'm the one she could have got it from. Whatever my mama said she needed, I gave it to her. And sometimes when I gave it to her, I would be like, damn, I fucking needed that. And then I'll be like, okay, I'll get it back some way, somehow. I won't even be tripping. But yeah, I was the type that will always give and give and give, knowing I needed it. But I'm a giver. That's why I'm being blessed. That's why I'm highly favored. That's why when somebody do something to me and I want to do something back to them, don't nothing really happen because I have a lot of built up good karma. So if I did decide to do something in the past, um, they deserved it because you're doing so much to me, and I only did this one little thing. So, and I never really did anything to my mom, so I don't understand. Even when I tried to talk to the father of my kids about it, and I had told him what happened to me out there in Rockford and how she didn't help me. He told me that don't even matter right now. Somebody trying to keep me in a dirty ass apartment, trying to come and rape me and run through me, and they get paid for it. That don't mean nothing. That don't matter. What the fuck? That's why I said God knows everything. Even when my daughter was up there at that park, I kid you not, and I know my sister can vouch for me. I know whoever was in that living room with me that day can vouch for me. My mom didn't move her ass until Giovanna moved. My mom was not going to go up to that park. She was lying. And you know what? When you lie so much and you lie so much, it starts to show on the outside. It really do. It says it in the Bible. It starts to show on the outside. Yeah, so when I talked to the father of my kids about it, he like, well, it's because you're disrespectful. And I'm like, okay, I know I might say this and I might say that because I speak up for myself. But what about when I was a little girl? This shit been happening since I was a little girl. Like, what happened when I was a little girl? Being disrespectful at 2 years old, at 3 years old, 4, 5. I was being disrespectful. What the fuck? And like I said before, when I am talking to somebody or they're talking to me and I respond back to them, mother or whoever, but mostly you, mother, and everybody else, but I knew when your energy shift. And let me give you an example when somebody energy shifts. Is when you're talking to them and then they start to feel some type of way, but they try to hide it. That's because your energy shift. You feel some type of way. I feel that shit. I be feeling that shit. Or when sometimes I tell my family members, my siblings, when I had told them about what I was doing and what I did, how I wrote a book and it's on Amazon and this and that, I felt that energy shift. They felt some type of way. And I don't even know why. I don't even understand why people try to hide the fact when they feel some type of way. You know, people can see that face expression on your face. You know, when I was little, my mom she told me one time, you should be a detective. I was that little girl in the basement, looking at every corner, every inch, every room with my magnifying glass, acting like Inspector Gadget. And I always tell myself when I was looking at my clues and shit, I'd be like, dang, did somebody die here? What the fuck? The shit I was finding. The shit I was finding in these corners and shit. Man, I was something else. I had an imagination. I used to always tell myself when my mama took us on these little long drives to look at everything and stuff like that when the lights was up or whatever, she just took us on drives just to drive. I used to almost tell myself, man, I want that. That's going to be me. Or I was that little girl. My mama went toiletry shopping or she went shopping with her toiletry and she bought extra stuff. The extra stuff that she would buy, I would put in my closet. And I was like, this is going to be for my home. I used to tell myself that when I was little. This going to be for me, for my home. I had my little kitchen set and all that. You know, I had an imagination. And I still do. That's why I say I'm artistic. Because I'm very creative. And everything I have said, even when I was working at Winpack, I said I was going to do this, and I'm doing it now. Anything I say I'm going to do, I do. My mother told me, oh, you ain't going to graduate. You're going to be just like your sister. That's what she said. Like, what? You gave me gas. Because I love proving people wrong. That's my go-to. So don't say I can't do nothing because I'm going to prove you wrong. Yep. I'm very competitive when it comes to people to think I can't do anything. Oh, I'm gonna prove your ass wrong, and it's gonna be so dirty and so nasty, so nice looking. I'm like, what the fuck? I fucking love being by myself because these messages just be flowing through me. Like when I went to court a few weeks ago, I was telling this lady at the daycare for the kids, I was telling her how I was just laying down, listening to music, and I heard my voice, but it was talking to me in my head, and it was telling me to write a book, a kid's book. But it also was giving me instructions on what to say and how to say it and how to write it. I was like, ain't that weird? She was like, no, sweetie. That's God speaking through you. That is God speaking through me. Yes. That is why it's very important to sit alone so you can get these messages. But it takes time. Okay? Just like building something, it takes time. Just like learning how to walk, it takes time. You cannot just jump to walking without crawling. You just can't do that. You'll be fucked up in the game if you do that. The reason why I stopped messing with the father of my 2 kids is because he made me feel, he was a HOE. And he made me feel like every time he came back to me and had sex with me, it started to make me feel like I was his dumpster. Like, no ma'am, no sir. He made me feel nasty inside. I would never be with somebody that's for the streets. That's for the earth. The ground. The dirty shit. No. I would never be with somebody that make me feel like I'm their personal disposable garbage that they just ejaculate in, and it's nasty. Just nasty. But for the love of God, cannot leave me alone. Like, I bet if a motherfucker go through his shit, especially TikTok or his browser, I bet y'all gonna find the same shit I be finding. Well, I did find. Nasty. Same man that look at men dressed up as women. The same man that just nasty. Nasty. Like the same man, if you go on his TikTok and look on his heart shit, why the fuck he have saved videos of me? Why do you have fucking saved videos of me? Why? And yes, when I say men dressed up as females, I mean that porn shit. That porn is what I was talking about. No shade to you guys. I love you guys too, but man, this is supposed to be a straight man. But then, just like they say, the LGBT community, just like they say, if you straight, why every time LGBT person, I'm sorry if I'm not saying it right. I am so sorry. I apologize. But if you're straight, why you get so uncomfortable around those type of men or women? Why do you get so uncomfortable? Why do you got to talk about them? Because that's what you be liking. So you gotta talk mean about them just so you can talk about them. That's what I told this other person. Like, dang, why do you always, when I was dating this other person, I'm like, why do you always I used to always tell him, it's like, stop talking about me. And he didn't even have to tell me. I just knew. And every time I said it, he'd be like, yeah, stop talking about me. I be knowing. I'm like, dang, you gotta talk shit about me just to bring me up because you want to talk about me so bad, but you gotta say bad things just to talk about me. Like, it's crazy. I fucking love my life. I work for God, and the job he gave me is easy. And in fact, all the jobs I have ever had, even physical jobs, it's been easy. So easy. To the point people ask me, where you work at? And I'll lie and say I work somewhere else because you're not about to get this. Oh, no, ma'am. No, sir. You're not. And yes, I have a childlike energy, okay? Sometimes I always tell myself, like, dang, I feel like a little girl. Like, I feel like a little girl inside. But I'm smart as fuck. But I feel like a little girl, especially when you get around me. I'm so fucking goofy. I'm goofy and I'm funny. I'm like a little child. I'm literally, yeah, I have been in danger. Like, I can remember, like, maybe 3 times in my life, danger. And I think because I was saved, it's because the childlike spirit to come out of me. Like, I act like a little girl. Like, no shade. Like, a little girl. No lie. I do. I have a little girl spirit inside me. Just like when guys say they feel like they was born in the wrong body, it feels like a little girl is inside of me. Like, that's how I feel. Even though I'm grown, I feel like there's a little girl inside me. I feel like a little girl, but I'm grown and smart as fuck. Creative, then a motherfucker. Intuitive, then a motherfucker. I am such an introvert. I am such an empath. Man, I'm both. I'm all those things. I know I said I was gonna get my nails done and stuff like that, but I be wanting to be in the house. Like, I don't know. I just be wanting to be in the house. But I went out today and I went out yesterday, but I don't be wanting to be around a lot of people. You know. But tomorrow I'm going to get my nails done. Yes, I am. Because he ain't got no money in the bank. He be walking around acting all stank, trying to create a group to go against one. But that shit didn't work, did it? Not work. It backfired like a boomerang. It backfired. But you know what? The moment I said, fuck everybody from the past, and I'm not saying fuck my kids, I'm talking about these other motherfuckers, is when somebody started texting me and talking to me all crazy like they knew me and knew about my family more than I knew about them. Talking to me all reckless like they know my mother better than they know me. Talking all reckless to me like they know how my mother truly feel about me. So in that moment, I said fuck him and I said fuck her. Because how this motherfucker knows shit he shouldn't even know? Or why is this motherfucker talking to me like he know you more than he know me? Or know more than anything? Like, this is an outsider coming in, a baby daddy. How do this motherfucker think he knows more than me about my family than I know? So in that moment, I said, I guess he just, I decided like it was a switch off. I'm not in the family anymore. He is. So that can be her son or her daughter. That can be he's in the family and I'm out now. It was a switch. It was a trade. That's how I look at it. Because the moment somebody talks to me like they know more than me about my family, that's it. I'm done. You can have them. Let me step the fuck away. And I am happy. And I have text messages to prove it too. Yes, I do. I do. And I'm going to send them to her. And I'm going to let her know how I feel. I am. And another thing, how I know it has always been my mother that's jealous or envious of me for no reason, I guess because the way I look, is one day I went to her house to check my mail. And it was months and months and months before I went to go check my mail because I had moved. Why I go over there to check my mail and I have like stacks of checks. I had stacks of checks there. And this lady know my phone number, so why would she just let it sit there? And then when I look at them, it was a whole bunch of them. When I look at them and open them, she said, so what? You can't cash them now, huh? Can you? I looked at her like, what? So you mean tell me you was keeping my mail from me so I wouldn't cash my checks? And you had my number? And you knew I possibly needed that money? And you just kept it from me? Hoping and praying that I wouldn't be able to cash them? But I still was able to cash them. Like, how evil is that? That's evil. Now I'm going to tell you about the time where my big sister threw a birthday party for my mom. And we all was having a good time or whatever. And my baby daddy was up against the wall. And I was like, he was behind me. And I was just, dancing, moving back and forth. I wasn't doing too much. Here come my mom. She stood on the side of me. She stand on the side of me and she booty bumped me out the way. And she started to try to grind up against him, but he moved back like, what the fuck going on? You know? And I didn't like that. That made me feel so terrible. It didn't make me feel good. So I told my cousin and I stepped outside with my mom and I told her how she made me feel. And I literally said like this, like, Mom, I'm not mad, no disrespect, but I didn't like the fact that you booty bumped me out the way and you got in front of him and tried to dance. And she started getting loud and nasty towards me. Like, I was really talking in a good, respectable manner. I was talking calm. And the next day, she got on the phone with her friends and she just started talking shit. Just talking bad about me. Like, why would you do that? And had a nerve to say, you think I want your baby daddy? I'm like, no, I don't think that you want him. And I don't think that he wants you. Never thought that. That never came across my mind at all. I just told her that I didn't like that. And she just made it seem like she was in high school again and she just started talking, gossiping about it. Like, what? Who does that? And it's kind of crazy because when I was a little girl and my mama would get mad at me, one time my grandma was there sitting on the couch and my mama got mad at me about something and I called her a witch. I sure did. I called her a witch, but she thought I called her a bitch, but I called her a witch. I sure did. I called her a witch. Not no bitch. I said witch when I was a little girl. And I believe that same day we had an entertainment center. I believe that same day is when I think she broke it, the glass door, because I think she walked into the motherfucking glass. I guess God was saying then, you better leave my daughter alone. Cause I'm still gonna say it to this day. When I came out that sewer hole of hers, I was not her daughter. Because she treated me, even since a little kid, she treated me like everybody else was brown and black. But I'm the only one that got white spots on me. Like, what? That's how she treated me. So if you listen to my story, thank you so much for listening to it. But I just wanted to get that off my chest. It doesn't bother me no more, but I wanted to share it. I really did. I wanted to share it.